What's up, peoples? It's Gendo here, and welcome back to another Chicago Fire Matchday vlog, where today the Fire are going to be taking on the Houston Dynamo, who, as it stands right now, are pretty much where the Fire are in the Western Conference. 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, and over their last 5 matches, they've had 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss. So it does look like that their form is starting to improve since their very lackluster beginning to the season, but all the same, they're still sitting down in 8th place in the Western Conference compared to the Chicago Fire sitting in 9th place right now with 3-2-5 as their record. Overall, Houston with, I believe it's Mantoris, I believe is his name, a pretty prolific playmaker, which is definitely going to help out the Houston Dynamo going forward. Chicago Fire still struggling to try and get anything going forward. They have not been able to feed Nikolic over these last few weeks. In fact, I don't think Nikolic has scored in the last month, which is showing how badly the Fire need to get him involved into the play, whether it's Katai, whether it's Campos, whether it's Collier, anybody to try and feed Nikolic. We do not have an out-and-out playmaker on the squad at this point in time that is going to feed Nikolic. I know some of you are saying, oh, well, about Schweinsteiger. Well, Schweinsteiger's been relegated to mid to defensive mid duty. He hasn't been the playmaker this season. Like last year we had David Accam, but sadly David Accam is now at Philly, so we need to try and get somebody as that playmaker going forward. It should be Katai. I was going to say, Katai is actually doing extremely well so far this season. It's just that Nikolic is really the guy that should be leading the line, not Katai. What are we going to do today? As far as I know, it's up in the air when it comes down to 5-3-2 or a 4-2-3-1 formation, whatever Veljko Paunovic is going to try and do to get the team running on all cylinders, get the team firing. And on a cold day today, it's actually raining a little while ago. It's also supposed to be only 50 degrees Fahrenheit as a high, the one and only cold day that we have this week. I don't know if that's going to change up the formation. I don't know if that's going to change up the plans as well, but I feel like we're going to be having ourselves a little bit of a slog in this match versus Houston, unfortunately. I think that it's going to end up as a 1-1 draw. I do hope that the boys go out there and prove me wrong, as I always do if I predict a draw or a loss. So let's go out to Toyota Park and brave the cold and the wind and the rain and see if we can get ourselves a win.
Designated player also remains a top Dynamo friend. Scored 2000.
Come on, boys! Just over the bar. Offside trap, and away he was, 1-on-1, and it's 1-0 to Houston. Lovely passes! Close for Houston there. Kickoff, second half. referee lets a foul from Houston go on. Referee called advantage Houston when clearly the Houston man fouled the Chicago Fire player, and somehow Houston's in the lead.
What the hell is that? What the hell is going on with the Chicago Fire right damn now? We have played a third of the season, and right now, the Fire have lost more than they have had any other result. 11 matches played, 6 losses. What is going on with the Fire? You can't really place all the blame on the rookies. Mo Adams and Diego Campos are both doing pretty well for their first ever year here in the MLS, playing within Veljko Panovic's system. Alexander Katai being loaned in, he seems to be the only one that cares about doing well for this team. But Richard Sanchez, oh my God. We need to talk about Richard Sanchez, ladies and gentlemen. I've been bigging up this guy, and a lot of other Chicago Fire fans have been impressed with how Richard Sanchez has been getting on week in and week out. It seems like he's progressing to be the #1 goalkeeper, and he took a major step backwards today. He had himself a horrendous day, causing 2 fouls, one of them which led to a penalty. He just decides to run out for no reason. Of course, being the last man, he's got to put in a tackle. He needs to make it a challenge, and it did look like he got a little bit of the foot, a little bit of the ball, but the referee called a penalty, and unfortunately, that led to a Houston goal, which led to a Houston equalizer at that point in time. It was 2-2. But then after that, I'm surprised that Richard Sanchez did not get sent off in exactly the same play. Just 10 minutes later, he fouls a man just on the outside of the box this time around. And yes, he did not get a single bit of the ball. Like I said, I'm surprised he didn't get sent off. Gets shown a yellow card. Free kick to Houston, which directly led a couple minutes later to a Houston goal. And that's what caused the downfall of the Fire today. Losing 3-2. The Fire were thoroughly outplayed. They were playing negative football for the majority of this match. They looked stellar for 5 minutes. And in those 5 minutes, the Fire scored 2 goals. Back-to-back. Nemanja Nikolic and Diego Campos. Great for the rookie to get himself his first goal for the Fire. But other than that, it was just more of the same. It was more of the same boring, backwards, negative football that Veljko Paunovic has been playing ever since he came into the Fire management position. Now, I know we had that one-off, that one match versus Atlanta where we just kept pressuring them and actually giving them a fight. But for the majority of the rest of his time, we've been playing very possessive heavy, very much a backwards passing game, trying to find some space out on the wings, and realizing that when our wingers get double teamed, because everyone in the league knows how the Fire play, has to pass it backwards to the back line, play it out of the defense again, and just reset the whole damn thing. After a while, you are going to get sick and tired of that shit. And I'm going to be fair to Veljko. When he came in 2016, he was taking over a squad that finished in dead last place. You needed to give him some time. And what happened in 2016? Well, the Fire finished in dead last place again, the first and only time that's ever happened in the MLS, so, hey, at least the Chicago Fire can at least claim one claim to fame. But then the very next year, Nikolic, Bastian, Dax McCarty all coming in, it did look like that Veljko changed his tactics up a little bit, but for the majority of the matches, though, it still looked like he was playing the same backwards pass-heavy, possession-heavy, negative football, yet somehow it got us third place. And now here we stand. We're back in 9th place. In fact, we may have even dropped to 10th place after all the results are done during this weekend. And once again, the Fire are just left looking like lost puppies. Like 11 strangers out there on the pitch. Nobody knows what to do. In fact, I was seeing more out of Bastian Schweinsteiger when it comes to leading the team than it was out of Veljko Panovic's mouth. Which leads me to say one thing. Veljko Panovic needs to go. His tactics are shite. The players really do not want to play that type of possession-heavy, control-heavy, backwards passing match type of style when we have the pace. We got Katai, we got Campos that are fast. They can go down the wings. But for some reason, as soon as we get the ball out to the wings, we stop. The Fire stop. No matter if it's Katai, if it's Campos, if anybody else running down the wings, they just stop and wait. For what? We got runners down the middle. We got Nikolic waiting for somebody to give him an outlet pass. But they don't make the pass. They don't make the visionary runs. They don't make the visionary passes or crosses to distribute to either Nikolic or anybody else that's running down the middle that could potentially lead to a goal. No, the Fire just want to play pensive football, and at this point in time, it's not how it's done. It's not how we're supposed to do it if we want to get results. Veljko Panovic should understand this. However, in every single one of his post-game press conferences after a loss, he doesn't place the blame on himself. So at this point in time, third of the way through this season, I'm going to say it right now. Veljko Panovic needs to leave the club. Somebody else needs to take over this team before the transfer window in the summer so that a new manager can instill his tactics, his vision, and maybe even bring in some new players. Because at this point in time right now, if it stays the course, the Fire are going to be last place, if not second to last, down there in the Eastern Conference, if not the MLS. It's not the way to go. So the Chicago Fire have a couple of matches on the road in the space of a week, taking on Orlando City and Philadelphia before we all come back here and do it over again on the 2nd of June versus the San Jose Earthquakes. I say if Veljko Panovic doesn't get a result in any one of those 3 matches, he's gone. Get him out, let someone else come in and try to do better than him. Who can do worse than Veljko Panovic is doing right now? Anyway, guys, take care. Peace out. I hope you had yourself another enjoyable day in the Chicago Fire vlogs. And like I said, I'll see you back again on the 2nd of June versus San Jose.